So before we get into the tools that I'm carrying, here's the philosophy behind what I pick to be on these pocket racks. So my philosophy with EDC is that I carry these tools to fix things, to make my life easier, to make life easier for my family and for my friends, and maybe even a stranger on the street who just needs some help, needs a Band-Aid, needs a Tylenol or something, needs me to fix their battery cable so that they can start their car and drive on. These are all really simple things to do, but if you don't have the tools with you, you won't be able to get them done. So that's what we're going to go through today. The tools you're going to see are based on that philosophy of trying to help people, help myself, help my family get through the day in a better way. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Hope you stick around. All right, so here you have my EDC loadout for the end of the year. It's changed up quite a bit since I did the review on the modular pouch, which is what this is set up as. So I took everything out of here that I'm currently carrying and I laid it out here. So that's what we're going to go over right now. All right, so the first thing is we have these heat shrink tubes. These are kind of cool. They're good for storing items. I've seen other videos where people have been basically putting items in here and then sealing up the ends like that, usually with a clip or something. And I sort of modified that and just kind of bend over the ends very quickly and then take this and put it from end to end. So this is a little elastic that I've got set up. It works quite nicely for that. All right, so leave that there. Here's the Tintor power bank that I use. I think power bank should be a critical component of anybody's EDC because I can use it to charge the flashlight that I have, and I can also use it to run a little light if I need to. I've got these little adapters for it. This is a lightning in. So this battery bank uses a lightning plug for it. So I have an adapter that goes from the lightning to a USB-C or from a lightning female to a USB-A. Everybody seems to have a USB-A power cord, so I thought this would be absolutely critical to have to make that power bank work with pretty much everything that I have that uses USB-A, which is quite a few items. And so I got both of these little adapters. I'll have the adapters listed in the PDF file that's in the description for this video if you want to take a look at it. It took me a while to track this one in particular down. This is actually an Apple Pencil or Apple Pen adapter, but I'm using it for a different purpose and it works perfectly with a USB-A if you want to plug in for a power source. So with that bank, it works great. This is a pretty cool little gadget. It is what's called a card light. So it's got little LEDs, 6 LEDs on it. I can plug it into the USB-A adapter for the lightning power source. Bring it up here so you can see it better. Plug it in. And you can see the little lights came on saying, oh, there's something there for me to supply power to. And there it goes. It powers up pretty nicely. This, you can't really tell in this light because it's such a bright light, but it will light up pretty much everything in a dark room, like very nicely. This is a warmer version of it too. They have a cooler version that I'm not very fond of. Reminds me a lot of old neon lights. And then you can unplug everything. And so I'm using the card power bank, the Tintor power bank here, almost like like one of the pocket racks. On the opposite side, I should have shown you this. Let me pop over real quick. There's actually a Lycra pouch here. So I'll put everything that I need, all of the adapters and everything into this pouch. And then if I need to, I can actually attach this to the pocket rack that's right here. But right now, just keep it separately. It's really, because I get more use out of the pocket rack using it for other items. But it's a nice little setup for that. And this is the pocket rack that I used for most of the items that are here. Both sides are covered with the elastic bands. These are the new elastics that I'm using. These are using nylon on the outside of them, so they're kind of an encapsulated elastic with nylon exterior, or it could be They have different types of elements that are on the outside, but you can see, let me see if I can get some here. You can see there's like a cloth outside of it. So these things don't wear as quickly as the silicone bands we were using before. They basically stay in place. There's no reason to have to take them off and on. You lift this up and you put the items underneath it, and then you pull them out when you're ready for them. But it's a whole different setup than we originally had in the video that came out in March. If you want to take a look at that, it'll give you some idea of where we started. Now, these are 3D printed cards. They're very lightweight, very thin, and they look like this when there's nothing on them. So this is the card itself, very thin. It's been engineered through many iterations, and this is what we finally came up with. This is what we call the mini version. There's a free 3D version you can download online if you want to print it yourself. And then right here, there is a spinning one that you can see that will show you what it looks like when it's fully loaded. But for right now, I'm just going to keep this over here. And it's got three bands on the other side, and it looks like it's got 4 on this side. So 7 bands total are on there right now. This is a little pill bottle. Right now it's got some, I think it's matches, waterproof matches, and a striking surface in there. But you can use it for pills, you can use it for cash, you can use it for any number of things. But it's a handy way to carry this stuff on the rack and not worry about it getting messed up. Over here we have the Manker flashlight that I reviewed just a short while ago. This one puts out 1,300 lumens. You can use either a lithium-ion battery in it. You can use a AA battery if you want in it. And I believe it uses a NIM battery as well, 1.2 volt NIM battery or the 1.5 volt AA. And it won't put out 1,300 lumens with those batteries, but with the lithium ion, it will put out 1,300 lumens total. It's a pretty powerful little light. Yeah, the camera keeps adapting to whatever I'm putting out, so it's not looking as bright to you as it is to me. But yeah, it's a bright little light. So it's got 3 power levels on it. You can change the power levels by rotating the head like this, or you can use the tail switch to adjust it. Either way, it's a very versatile little flashlight. I like it a lot. Over here is the peanut lighter. Just included it here so you can see that what it looks like when it's on there. I don't usually carry that. I usually stick to the matches and the striker for the time being anyway, but it works nicely. It's got an O-ring on it too, so it will keep the lighter fluid intact or keep it from evaporating for quite a long period of time. And this is very cool. It's a Power Torque ratchet, very small little ratchet. I did a review on it. Take a look at our videos, and you can see I really like this thing a lot. It is very well made. The company that makes this manufactures for a number of other companies, so you'll see similarities to quite a few other companies who offer these. This one runs about $18. It comes with a little plastic kit that includes quite a few bits, 1/4-inch bits. It's a nice little setup for 18 bucks. You can't really go wrong for it. And everything else I've seen is about 30, 35 bucks, 28 bucks in that range. So it's a nice little setup. The nice thing about it is you can put the 1/4-inch bits in the back of it as well, or you can hook it up to an extender like that, and you've got a nice little screwdriver. You can actually put like a little extender on here, give yourself a little more torque. The other thing about this extender is that it works with the Weehaw double-ended bits, and I'll show you those in just a bit. But if anybody knows where to find these, where they'll work with the Weehaw bits, because I'll show you. It's kind of interesting how this works. So these wow, that's interesting. Okay, they set in like that. You can see the line where it's supposed to go to. It just fits perfectly. All the others, they don't settle in that low. This piece inside is much further up, so it won't work in those bits. But it works really well with this one. The only reason I have this and it works is because I had a huge pile of them in my tool set, and I went through them all until I found one that fit, and this one fits. I have no idea who makes this, and I get questions about it all the time. If you know who makes these extenders that work with the double-ended Weehaw bits, please leave a message in the comment below. A lot of people would be very appreciative. Loadout does make one. It's much larger than this that will work with the double-sided bits. I've heard people get it and say, no, it doesn't work. And then others I have not heard from who say it does work. But yeah, if you know where to get this issue resolved, please leave a message in the comments. It'd be greatly appreciated. So anyway, all right, so that's it for the power torque bit driver. Again, this is really nice, and it's reversible as well. It'll go both ways. It's a great little tool. Really like this a lot. Leave that here. This is a new edition. It is not refillable. It is an extendable little pen, and it does write very nicely. It gives you, a purchase on the back of your hand, so that it, but it's a nice little pen. I actually enjoy it. Give you some idea of the sizes. There's a standard pen, and there's the extendable, so they're pretty close in size, and it works very nicely. Comes with a head. Screw this on. It's about 2.5 inches long. Fits perfectly on the card, and that's the latest edition here. I think I had a little pencil before. Pencils work great. Pencils are fantastic. You can also use them if you want to as a fire starter if for some reason you need to do that. But yeah, this is a nice little pen. I really like it. And here we have the Knipex Cobra, the mini, the extra small. The only disadvantage of using this thing is that your hand will give out before this thing does. It's a really, really nice, little pair of pliers. It's just fantastic how wide it'll go. It works really well. I've used it on numerous occasions. You have to be careful about it will rust. So I've abused it a little bit too much, I guess. And I highly, highly, highly recommend these. So if you're thinking about it, these work on numerous occasions. I found that these work much better than the pliers on a Leatherman, just because of the angle that's set up and the ability to get more torque out of this thing on larger bolts and other objects. You just can't get the same amount of leverage, I think, with the Leatherman pair of pliers as you could with these. Actually, in some cases, the Leatherman does work better because the handle is longer. But in other cases where you're leading with these larger items, this has just got a lot more adaptability to working with that than the Leatherman pliers or other pliers. So anyway, I like that a lot. And then we've got your sack, which everybody should have one in their EDC kit. You can see I no longer have a separate pair of scissors. I was using these Chinese scissors. I've had a couple of sets of these over the years. I find that they're, you get them for like 75 cents online. I'll have a link to it in the description below. I'll have a link to all these items in the description below if you're interested in purchasing them. I'm not affiliated with any of the companies that are selling this stuff. This is pretty much just things I've found that have worked. I've decided not to carry these because these scissors, and as everybody knows, the Swiss Army knife scissors are just fantastic. They're amazing. It's just, they're so well engineered. They stay sharp. They work well, and for the stuff I'm cutting that I need to cut with, these are perfect. So I took those out. I may come back to them in the future, but for right now they work. This is working just fine. The 2D Phillips head, I actually used these a couple times over this week. With all the Christmas stuff and things like that are getting set up, I find myself repairing things quite often this time of year. So that works great. And then the other one is the small blade. It's I keep it pretty sharp, and yeah, it works really well. Not for larger things, but it's quite good at what it does. So yeah, if you don't have a Swiss Army knife, you should have one with you. A pair of tweezers, but these work really well for tweezers. So I'm impressed with these. I think a lot of people are. You can have them just built into that Swiss Army knife. It's great. These are the WeHa double-ended bits. So these are really, really nice. You can really, put torque down on these things. They wear really well. I've had some really cheap sets that just fall apart after the third or fourth use. These are just WeHas are fantastic. I think a lot of people will say the same thing about the WeHa bits. If you get a chance to get those, go for it. Again, I'll have a link in the description for those. And these bits came with the Ratchet set. It was great for me because I was looking for these for my bicycle. I do a lot of cycling, and these are pretty much set up to be able to work with everything I have on the bike right now. So I've got 4 of those, and I've got the what I got 5 there. So I got 10 bits on the double-ended WeHa bits, and then I've got these 4 that are dedicated for what I need them on the bike. This is a new addition. It was not included in the other in the previous setup for the mini pouch. I've got Advil in here and Band-Aids and Purell, sanitizing lotion, little tiny packet of it, some gauze here, and then I've got a little, it's actually a patch Band-Aid on the inside that if it's nice because it allows air into the wound, but it keeps it, sealed up. So this is just a little kit. And then these plastic pouches, these I think they're PVC. I'll have a link to them if you're interested in these as well. It took me a while to find something that was the right size to go along with. You can see how it sizes up very nicely to one of these. So I could actually have this on one side if I need to. And then you have your pocket rack with a little, boo kit basically. So I'm going to build this out a little bit further and have a whole med kit set up. But this is just kind of me trying to figure out how to start doing that and the most efficient way to store these items. So, and after that, we have this little cable setup. So this is a USB-A, and then we've got USB-C adapter on the inside that will go to Lightning, and then you can set it up so that the C can go to USB-C, or you can go to USB-A. So it's got any number of connections, different that you can do between these. You can find these on Temu or on AliExpress. Probably Temu has a, Temu does free shipping. I like them better than AliExpress. It's, everything that they sell, it appears anyway on Temu, is stuff that they have in their warehouse, so they ship it pretty quickly. And I have never had any problems. When I did have some issues with something coming late on Temu, they actually gave me a credit on top of it, and I kept the item as well, which was amazing. And then we have these, I use these quite often. I didn't think I was going to need them, and these little folding glasses are great. So the ends pop out, they telescope out like that, and yeah, if these are just handy for me. If I don't have my regular glasses with me, I can pop these open, and I've got a pair of glasses. So you can see that they're a complete pair of glasses, really nice. And again, I'll have the link in the PDF if you want to take a look at these. But I like these a lot. I end up, I think once a week I'll just forget my regular glasses and I'll be wanting to read something and pop these out to be able to do that. So so you don't have to run through the house in the middle of the night trying to find your glasses. It's a nice little setup. And the case is really nice too. What I usually use, I kept the plastic so that I don't wear out the lenses in the case. So I'll slide that in there and zip it up, and it fits perfectly into the pouch. So it's a nice little setup. And then I'm going to I'll drop everything into this case so you can see what it looks like. I'll do a time lapse for you to see how everything comes together. But I've got this pouch, and let me see what else I've got here. Oh, sometimes though I won't use everything here. I'll want just the stuff that's on the rack itself, and I'll keep it either in a jacket pocket, but other times I will use a mini pouch. So this mini pouch works perfectly with the rack. This is actually a mini rack. It's not the standard rack. So it slides in here, and as long as you can get those edges in, it'll be completely loaded out, and it'll bulge out a little bit, but This is nice because I can just stick it on my belt, and it kind of just gives me another pocket to put it into. That's not, it's not in my pants pocket. It's on the outside of, so it's nice. Really nice way to carry these if you want to, have it with you all the time. So the mini pouch. Again, there'll be a link to this in the PDF. So that's the setup right now, and here's what the time lapse looks like. So you made it to the end, and I suddenly realized we got the end here that I hadn't given you a shot of what it looks like with everything loaded into it. So since you made it this far, you get to see this. So here's what it looks like completely. Well, that's the glasses. Here's the glasses that were on the top. And you can see everything else is in there, all packed very neatly together. Here's the little med kit. Here's the battery bank. And here are the cable adapters with all the little plugs into the little tube. And this is what it looks like. The pocket rack completely loaded. So it's got everything in it. It's nicely organized. It would have been difficult to have gotten everything in the pouch just haphazardly. There are no straps in here. So it's kind of just a shell, and you just put the pocket racks and everything else in their little containers. So that's why we call it a modular pouch. Anyway, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. And I hope you'll stop by again and check out our content. Also, check out the Earthling EDC community page. There's a ton of information there that people are sharing with each other about the pocket racks. They're building them out in all these different fashions and different ways. And it's really interesting to see. So please do go check it out. Share this video would be fantastic too. Really appreciate it. All right, take care.